Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. Well, our very own Jesse Inman is joining us today for this segment.
John.
We get to talk a little bit about sports today. We don't get to do it very often here on the show, but we do have a big game coming up for the state of Missouri on Sunday. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Houston Texans at 2 p.m. on our sister station, Color 10. And, it's a huge game. The Chiefs kind of lucked in, I hate to say lucked into, but they kind of did that first round bye of the playoffs. And we all know, if you're a fan of the NFL, you know how big that is in terms of making it to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs and the Texans have already played once this year, and Houston came out on top.
They did.
So, you've been covering the team all year and for the last few years as well. Just kind of talk about what you're looking at going into this game on Sunday for KC.
You know what? When I was watching the games last week in the wild card round, I had a really close eye on that Texans-Bills game, and I was working during that, so I didn't get to see a ton of it, but I did, for the second half, I was watching a lot of it, and they came back in that game, just like they did against us when we played them earlier in the year. And, the Bills have a really strong defense. The Chiefs' defense is kind of coming along, and, Deshaun Watson makes me a little bit nervous, but the guy that I really think the Chiefs need to key in on is the same dude who tore them up last time, which is Carlos Hyde. Interestingly enough, he was a Chief at the start of this season, and he kind of got a revenge game on us back in the regular season. Had like 26 carries for well over 100 and a touchdown. So we're obviously a different defense now, the Chiefs, but still going to be interesting. I think that's going to be the key matchup, as well as limiting Deshaun Watson's rushing ability too.
And looking back to last year, the Chiefs were in a similar situation. Were able to make it through this round into to host the conference championship game at Arrowhead. Looking back at that team did some things unbelievably. Pat Mahomes had an unbelievable season last year. They also had some pretty big holes as well, primarily the defense, like we talked about. Do you think Kansas City has done enough this year to address that? And are they a different team this year going into this playoff push than they were last year?
You know what? I think they are. They're a different defense than even right now than they were in the regular season, even than they were in Week 17, just because I think the loss of Juan Thornhill, the rookie safety out of Virginia that's been playing like a madman all year for us, has been helping a lot in pass coverage over the top when, Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu is playing those underneath routes and trying to jump those, slants or whatever the underneath routes are, playing physical on the run. Juan Thornhill, he was a big difference maker, and losing him in Week 17 to a torn ACL, that's going to hurt.
Who do you think is going to make the biggest difference in this game, and what do you ultimately think is going to happen?
Man, I think the biggest difference maker this week, I think it's going to have to be somebody on defense, because I think we kind of know what we're going to get from the offense. You're going to get 25 points at least, I think. It's been a long time since the Chiefs. I think maybe, once in the past 2 or 3 years they've scored under 25. And it's got to be somebody on the defense. The pass rush has been there. I'm excited to see what Frank Clark can do against the Texans' offensive line, which has been a little bit of a question mark for them this year. I know they made some moves before the season to address that, but it's been a little bit shaky. And we've seen Deshaun Watson get beat up all year. He got kicked in the face and still threw a touchdown earlier in the season. And then this past week, he somehow pinballed off of two of his off of two DNs and still somehow threw for a first down. But I think it's got to be a combination of Frank Clark and Chris Jones, and then Terrell Suggs coming in there every few downs to give him a break on the pass rush.
A big late season pickup for sure there. I think one of the most impressive things when you look at the body of work for Kansas City this year is the offense has kept them around in a lot of games. They're 12-4 on the season, but they haven't lost a game by more than 7 points, and that kind of held true last year as well. They're in every single game for the most part, and when you come to the playoffs, that's what you want, right? Going into the fourth quarter with the chance to win, and you would have to think being at home, who knows what the weather is going to be in Kansas City? You just don't know. We might have the weather system moving through the state, but you would have to think that the Chiefs are going to give themselves a chance to win in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it is good to see them perform well in those close games. I know there's been kind of this stigma about Andy Reid that he isn't a very good clock manager, or close games aren't really his strong suit, but I think we've seen him really take hold of this team, and he's got the locker room right now. Like, I mean, I was in the locker room after the last game. I got the privilege to cover that game for Colorton and Ozarks Fox. So I mean, it was really great to see the way that how positive the team was. Of course, they had just won a huge game, right. So I mean, you know, that helps. But just seeing the camaraderie in the locker room after the game was like, I mean, I was just standing there with the camera, like, wow, this is incredible to see. And yeah, I mean, so the fact that they're in all these close games and they're really able to pull those out and win, I mean, it really bodes well for what you need as far as a playoff type of a formula, I think.
For sure. And the last thing that I want to ask you, you know, you've been a Chiefs fan for years and years and years.
Yeah.
You know, we're kind of in, when you really think about it, would you consider this maybe a golden era of Kansas City football? I know they haven't been able to win the Super Bowl, but they have, you know, as opposed to the 10 years previous to this, they've been in the playoffs quite a few times, and you know, Andy Reid has really got the franchise moving in the right direction. Do you think Andy Reid gets enough credit that he deserves for
this? Know what? I don't think Andy Reid does. And you know, whenever, even this season, I remember when the Chiefs had a little bit of a slump. You know, I mean, yes, Patrick Mahomes is hurt, but I mean, there were people that I know who were, you know, kind of saying that this should be the last for Andy Reid. If he doesn't win a Super Bowl, then he should be gone. I don't think that's really how we should be looking at it as Chiefs fans. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to think, Chiefs fans out there, but I personally, I think Andy Reid has done a great job, and I think, I mean, what would we do? Go hire a guy who has no head coaching experience? I mean, I just don't think that's the move that needs to be made. I think Andy is perfect for where he's at right now. Chiefs fans love him. And you know, our offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, I mean, he's been interviewing for a lot of jobs. One of my friends made a great point to me. I think that the Chiefs should really think about making Eric Bieniemy kind of like the Josh McDaniels type guy that the Patriots have, the head coach that's waiting in the wings, so to speak. So when Andy finally does step aside, Bieniemy might be the guy. But I think we're a long way from ever having to think about that, because Andy, I mean, he's as important as anyone in this success that they're having in the last few years.
Definitely. And that game's coming up 2 p.m. Sunday on our sister station, Color 10. And Jesse, you know, I hope we can be talking about this again next weekend, looking ahead to the AFC Championship game, whether it's the Ravens or the Titans matching up with the Chiefs, but I hope we can do that. Thanks so much for talking football. We love talking sports on the show.
Anytime. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. We'll be back with more right after this.